Fellow Toastmasters and welcome guests, how many of you are getting older? Oh, that's right, we all are, right? Do you remember when you were just a little tyke and somebody asked you, how old are you? And you would put a big smile on your face and you would say, I am 3 3/4 years old, because you always wanted to be just a little bit older. And then you wanted to be older so that you could walk across the street by yourself. And then eventually so that you could learn how to drive. And finally, so you could have your very first drink, or at least your very first legal drink. Well, the years pass, and perhaps you go to college, buy a house, have a couple kids, maybe some dogs or a cat. And then one morning you come down for breakfast and you attempt to read the newspaper. You can understand what's going on. You rub your eyes, you push the hair out of your eyes, but nothing makes any difference. So, in a panic, you call the eye doctor to make an appointment. The doctor checks your eyes and says, I'm sorry, you need cheaters. Cheaters? I'm too young for cheaters. Well, I don't know about you, but I'll have to admit that I used to rather giggle when I saw people with their glasses dangling around their neck or flipped up over the top of their head. But let me tell you, when it happens to you, it's not funny anymore. I now have a pair of cheaters in every drawer in my house, every coat pocket, and every purse I own. Because you never know when you're going to be able to need to read something. Now, Bob Hope says that old age begins around the middle. I agree with that. I call it the Pillsbury Dough syndrome. If you've ever used yeast bread, you know you have to knead it and roll it, and then you put it in a pan. And it doesn't matter if it's a round pan, a square pan, or a rectangular pan. As it begins to rise, it starts to poof up around the edges. Well, the same thing starts to happen around your waistband. No matter how big it is, it starts to poof out around the edges. But on a loaf of bread, it looks really cute. And then there's the Rubik's Cube conformity. Now, you remember doing a Rubik's Cube when you were a child, don't you? It starts with all the colors all lined up nice and neat. And then you take it and you turn it and twist it, and then you're supposed to put it back the way it was. Well, I never was very good at that. Was there anybody out there that ever got it back to its original state? Why did we play with that game? Anyway, the body starts to do the same thing. It's like what was here is drooping, dropping, flipping, flapping. It's like a three-ring. And pretty soon you have to try to hide everything. I'm like all the time. Not pretty. Not pretty at all. Well, Maxine from the comics says that getting older is a lot like going to a all-you-can-eat buffet. Everything that's supposed to be hot is cold. Everything that's supposed to be smooth is lumpy. And the buns, they're bigger than anything else on the menu. Years ago, there was a movie called On Golden Pond. A young girl went to visit her folks who she hadn't seen for years, and she was rather concerned because she could tell they were aging. At one point, she went for a walk with her mom, who was a spry 70-year-old. And she explained her concerns. And the mother said, "What are you talking about? I'm merely middle aged." And the daughter says, "But mom, nobody lives to be 140. Creeps up on you when you don't look for it." Now, as you age, the gifts you receive begin to change. You might have gotten a beautiful perfume in the day. Ah, oh, isn't that nice? Now you get a vat of cold cream. That is, you're happy you got it.
That's true.
You're smothering it all over your face in hopes to keep those wrinkles in bay. But I don't think it's really working very well. And then the cards you start to receive. They used to be cute little stories that made you smile and giggle. Now they're more like this. Just because you're another year older doesn't mean it's time to throw in the hat, or excuse me, in the towel. And no, don't take it off. We don't want to see you without it. Getting older got you down. Just sit back, take a deep breath. You're going to need it to blow out all of those candles.
Oh my goodness.
Happy birthday. Turning older makes you stop and think, doesn't it? Where was I going? Why am I in this room? Am I? I have this thing when I'm in the kitchen, and I need something in the basement. Go down the basement. The moment I get down there, my mind goes blank.
Mm-hmm.
So I stand there because I know that I'm down there for something in the basement. I wait for a few minutes and then I go back upstairs. And I swear, the moment I put my feet on the kitchen floor, poof, there it is again. Now, most people might think that's because I'm getting older. But honestly, I think it's an altitude problem. If you're in a cave, you don't get good reception on your phone. You just don't get good reception. Now, one of the values of getting older is you can be eccentric and nobody cares. And I have a good friend who says, as you get older, everything you need is on your nightstand. Your cheaters, a glass of water, your medication, and your hearing aids. Now, it makes it sound so simple, doesn't it? Now, a quote from Hunter S. Thompson says, "Life should not be a journey to the grave with the intention of arriving safe and in a pretty well-preserved body, but rather to skid in broadside in a cloud of smoke, thoroughly used up, totally worn out, and loudly proclaim, 'Woohoo! What a ride!'" Well, fellow Toastmasters and welcome guests, it doesn't matter how old you are, but remember, live your life to the fullest. After all, it's the only life you have. Madam Toastmaster.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mary Ann. Thank you. Very fun.